everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and in this video I am going to be doing a brush overview of one of my absolute favorite brands of brushes, Royal and Langnickel. And I've had this video on my list to do for such a long time because I have been loving these brushes for a while. So when they reached out to me to send me the rest of the brushes that I did not have, I was like, okay, it's done. I'm doing this video. Plus right now they're having 25% off. And you can use my code. So I was like, I need to get this video up for you guys who are interested in it. So let's dive into it. Let me show you all this pretty gold box. Blinded you. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So let's get into it. Royal and Langnickel have a plethora of brushes. They actually make brushes to paint with. Not just your face, but actually artists, painters, brushes. And then they have makeup brushes. And then within their makeup brush line, they have so many different type brushes. And so this one just so happens to be my favorite series of brushes. And so they sent this glorious box over and I was so excited. So it says Omnia on here. It's super, super luxe. And so in this box, they sent me a wrap kit. And so a wrap kit is a brush wrap. So it has brushes inside of a wrap. So this one is the 13-piece gold set. Here's what it looks like, and then here's what it looks like with no brushes in here. So I've already used the brushes. They're already over here dirty, and so you can put your brushes in here and then you cover up the top of the brushes and then you wrap it around and you can take it with you when you travel, and it keeps your brushes secure and it helps them keep their shape, and so you're not ruining your brushes. So before I got it dirty, I did go ahead and film a little clip of me holding it up, so I'm going to insert that, and those are the brushes that come inside of the wrap kit. So I looked it up and I'm literally only missing one brush, so I will have to place an order for that soon. I'm missing the BOM 33 brush, and that one is an angled stippler brush. But other than that, I have all of them here. But other than that, I have all of the brushes here, and I used a good amount of these brushes to do my face. Normally, I don't use this many brushes to do my face, but because I wanted to show you guys these brushes in action and give you all my feedback on how you can use the brushes, I went ahead and I used pretty much all of them. There's a few that I didn't get to, but I did address them at the end of the video. But these are natural hair brushes, and I'll read you guys a little description about them. So on their website, it says that the Omnia Gold was developed with the natural hair purist in mind and features meticulously selected natural hair of the finest quality for impeccable performance. This luxury hair allows the artist to precisely deposit powder products to specific areas of the face. So that's the description for this line. And in the description, it did say powder, but I did use liquid products as well. So these brushes are versatile. I will show you guys that in the demonstration. So I do want to go ahead and get into it. I will add more information as we get to the brushes, but I am very excited to be showing you guys these brushes and finally getting this video done because I've had it on my list to do for a long time, like at least a year, because I love these brushes so much. So I need to wash all of these. I'm gonna let y'all go. I hope that you all enjoy, and I will check you all in a minute. So I'm going to put on some foundation. I do have a little bit of concealer, like spot concealed, like right around here, but I need a little bit more. I'm going to take the BOM 35 contour brush, and this is traditionally meant to use as a contour or a bronzer brush, but I like to use it as a foundation brush from time to time because it just gives me a really beautiful blend and it just smooths out my foundation super easily. So I am just going to take this all around and add some coverage, honey. You see how this brush is just blending this out. There are no streaks. This is super nice. It's fluffing it all over, and it's not taking too much time to blend in this foundation. So I really like that this brush is multi-purposeful. Love, love, love. But I'll also use this brush for blush, or I'll use it for bronzer like I said, or I'll use it for highlighter if I feel like it. But I love this brush. Very multi-useful. Now I need a little bit of concealer because I need to lift, and I do mean lift, these tired eyes because I have not been getting any sleep. So concealer is going to come to the rescue. But I'm going to take this brush. This is one of my absolute favorite brushes in my entire collection because it is so unique. This one is the BOM 41 brush, and I love this one for a multitude of things. I love this one for blending out concealer. I love this one for blending out my eyeshadow primer. If you need to go in with a highlighter, you can use this with powder products or cream products or liquid products like what I'm doing, and it is just a phenomenal brush. And the shape of it is what makes it so unique, and it blends out products super fast. So this brush stays dirty from me. I absolutely love it. So I'm just going to blend out this concealer and lift my life. But this one is amazing. So I'm going to set my under eye with one of my favorite brushes to do this, and this one is a BOM 38 brush, and I use this brush all the time to set my under eye if I don't use my sponge, but I also really like this one for highlight. So let me dip into my powder, my Laura Mercier, and tap. Really press this powder in. So all over my face, I'm going to set it with my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and the BOM 36 brush. And this brush can be used for anything. It is a flatter, but at the same time fluffy powder brush, and oh my gosh, it is so beautiful. I absolutely adore this brush shape because you can do anything with it. You can apply your blush with it, you can apply your bronzer with it, your face powder, like anything is possible. So next I'm taking a BOM 34 brush, and I love this brush shape because I like to do my cheeks with brush shapes like this. Now I could have set my entire face with this if I wanted to truly stamp in the powder and get more coverage, but oftentimes I really don't do that. So I like brushes like this for my cheek area. So I'm going to swirl this one around in my bronzer and go in with this, and because this brush is so compact, it is going to allow me to pick up a little bit more bronzer and apply it a little bit more heavily. So if you have a bronzer that is hard to pick up and it doesn't show color that well, a brush like this will help pick that color up and deposit it a little bit more heavily. And on the flip side, if you have a bronzer that is very intense and you are trying to sheer out the color, don't go for a brush that's this compact. Go for a brush that is a lot more loosely compacted, and that'll help you with that application. But this one right here really helps me pack on this time for a bronzer because it's too light, like really, truly, but I still like it. For a highlight, I'm going to take this fan brush. This one is the BOM 39, and take the top of my highlighter duo and get my highlights on. And I like fan brushes, but I don't use them that often. I used to use them more, but I stopped using them because I felt like I could get a more intense application with a brush that was a little bit more compact. But lately, I have been liking fan brushes because it fans on the highlight and it cuts down a lot of the work that I have to do to blend it out. And so for days when I just want to have effortless makeup and I want to apply my highlighter on my face with little to no effort, I like a fan brush, especially one like this because it's a thinner fan brush, so it's not going to load up the products on your face. So I do enjoy this one. So now I'm going to do my blush, and I'm going to take my BOM 36 brush and pop it in here. And any one of the brushes that I already have picked up could do this, but I'm just showing you guys the range of their brushes and how they have multiple brushes that can do similar things, but they all function differently. So I really like this one for my all over powder. I use it for that a lot, or I use this one for bronzer sometimes depending on the type formula. But this one is a good multi-purposeful brush, and I love the shape. The BOM 35 and the BOM 36 are very similar, but the BOM 35 is more compact. This one is a little bit more fluffy and it is bigger. So there's a slight size difference, and like I said, the way that the bristles are packed in both of them is different. So I really like both of these, and I think that they both serve different purposes because depending on which brush I use, I'm going to get a different coverage amount or pick up a different amount of product when I dip it into the product. So they're different. Now I'm going to take a BOM 40 brush, and this one is nice because you can apply color all over the lid with this one, or if you want to, you can apply your concealer with it. For me, I prefer a bigger concealer brush just because of how my eye is shaped underneath, and I prefer to have something that's a little bit fluffier, but this definitely will give you precision. And so I like to use these type brushes for my eyes. And so right now I'm just smoothing out the concealer that I already had on my eyelids just to make sure that everything is seamless. But I really like this brush also to apply cream eyeshadows or just an all over wash of colors. So now I'm going to do my eyes, and first I always like to go in with a fluffy brush. This one is the BLM 44, and I like this brush because it gives you a nice fluff of color, so it washes the color on the lid, and you can go back and forth in your crease with this to do your transition colors or your crease colors, but you also can use this to apply washes of color on the lid. But I really love brushes like this to do my crease work because I feel like it gives you an effortless blend. So I am going to take this color back and forth above my crease, and I'm going to take my time and build up this color because I want it to be pretty prominent, and I'm gonna make this look almost like a dramatic natural look. You guys see how this blended out in my crease effortlessly. So now I need a more tapered blending brush, and as you all can see, I'm going to take the BLM 45 brush for this because it is smaller than the BLM 44, but it still has the fluffiness to it, but it's a little bit more tapered so I can be more detailed with it. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to define my crease a little bit further. So as you can see, this brush just fits right in this pocket. So I'm just taking it back and forth, and this is defining the crease and giving us a really, really beautiful eye look. And you can be very detailed with your eye work when your brushes come to a point because it's almost like you're using a guider. So now I'm going to take a flat shader brush, and this one is a BLM 42 brush. And this brush is going to allow me to pack on the color on my lids. And I love this brush shape to apply color to my lids because it allows me to pack on that color. It allows the color to get a little bit more vibrant, and it helps me build it. This brush is really helping to pack on this color, and it's not taking much effort at all to get a nice blend. The brush definitely can help you with this step, but ultimately you do have to make sure that you're using good eyeshadow formulations when you're building up your color. But having a brush like this does help you build the color more efficiently than just dipping and going and dipping and going. So it's nice to have a packer brush. This brush is one that I use on a regular basis. It is a lip brush, but I almost always use it on my eyes. This one is the BLM 50 brush, and I love it because it is a domed brush and it is a smudger brush. It's very soft, it picks up the product, and I get right on my lash line and blend out that color. So I love this one. You can use it as a lip brush if you want to, but it's so soft and it's natural hair, so you can use it to blend out eyeshadows, which is what I do because I have to have detailer brushes because my eyes are very sensitive. So on my lower lash line, I can't go in with a fluffy brush like a lot of people can. So brushes like this really help to not irritate my eyes. And I am going to pop this on the inner portion of my lid and blend it over using packing motions. And then I'm going to go in with a BLM 43 brush just to soften this up. And this one is a mix between a flat shader brush and a packing brush and a all over lid brush. This one is just super multi-purposeful. So I'm just using that to diffuse everything all together and make sure everything is blended. So I could go in with either of these brushes to do the next step because both of them are very precise blending brushes. This one is a little bit more precise because it's smaller and it is very tapered. This one is the BLM 48. So I could use this on my lower lash line if my eyes weren't as sensitive as they are. So definitely most people will be able to. But for me, I would definitely use this right here on the outer V to get super precise with my placement. The BLM 47 to get very precise with my crease work. But I prefer this one for a little bit more smudging. So if you wanted to smudge out your waterline or if you wanted to smudge out some eyeliner, I think this one would be fantastic. So I'm going to go in with the BLM 47 and pick up a bit of the color Transcend because I do want to re-intensify the outer V, and this is going to allow me to do that without going back over everything. So I'm literally drawing a V on my outer corner and blending this color over just to give a little bit more structure. Now I'm going to go back in with the BOM 50 brush to do more detail work, and I'm going to pick up the color Aesthetic, and I am going to smudge that on the lower lash line, so just all the way across. So for eyeliner, I'm going to take this amazingly tiny brush, and I love, love, love little bitty detailer brushes like this. This one is the BOM 49 brush, and I like this brush so much because you can use this for your brows, because this one is marked as a brow definer. But you can also use this for eyeliner, or if you want to, you can use it to smudge out your lash line and be precise. I feel like that is a running theme here with the smaller brushes, is that you can be precise. And that's really important when you are creating art, or even if you don't take makeup that seriously. Like when you are trying to create a beautiful look and you just don't have time to go back and correct stuff. To do it right the first time, and most times it means you go in with less product and you build versus putting a lot and then trying to take it away, because that ends up taking longer in the first place. So small brushes like this are great. So I am taking a bit of gel eyeliner and I am just smudging that across, and I am keeping it as closely to my lashes as I possibly can. And I am not going to worry about trying to draw a shape. I just want the effect of eyeliner. So I'm just going to take it all the way across. Amazing. And all over, I'm just gonna dust some of the Hourglass powder. This one is a BOM 32 brush, and it is a stippler brush. So what you can do is you can use this brush for both liquid and powder, but I prefer these type brushes for powders nowadays, and I am just going to buff this all over. Alright guys, so I finished my makeup using these beautiful brushes, but there were a few that I didn't get a chance to talk about, so very quickly I want to talk about them. And one of them is this amazing powder brush that is so soft and it is so fluffy. It applies powder all over your face like a dream. I use it for everything because, again, it has that point, but mainly I use it to set my face, but I also love it for bronzer, I love it for blush, and I love it for highlights. So it is a very beautiful, multi-purposeful brush, and it's very, very bouncy and soft on the skin. And I've washed and used this brush so many times, and every single time it always comes out fluffy, it's always soft, and it always applies my products amazingly. I love this brush. And next is the BOM 37 brush, and this one is a highlighter brush. I don't use this brush as much as some of my other powder brushes that I have from them, but I do still like this one for a highlight because it applies the highlight very wispy like, and it's a unique shape. So if I want to apply my highlighter and I don't want to do it very compactly and I just want to have a nice wash of color on the face, I'll go for this. But overall, you cannot go wrong with any of their brushes. This is a fantastic line of brushes. I kid you not. They are priced oh so right. I love, 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 love this line of brushes. These are amongst some of my favorite brushes that I have in my entire collection. I constantly have these dirty. They're super soft. They wear well. I've had some of these for almost 2 years now, and I still love them, and I'm so happy that they sent over more so I can add more to my collection. So thank you so much again to Royal and Langnickel and Omnia for sending these over. I truly, truly appreciate it because these are amazing. They offer so many amazing brushes in their collection, but the Omnia Gold brushes are hands down my favorite. The natural hair bristles are just super soft. These brushes are so versatile. As you all could see during the demonstration, you can use so many of these brushes for so many different things. So don't feel limited to just use brushes for certain things. You can always find different purposes for one brush. So these are amazing. I know so many of you all are going to say, well, Kelsey, which ones are your favorites? So I'm going to pick 5 that I absolutely say are must haves. So the first one is this powder brush. I absolutely feel like everybody needs to have a tapered powder brush because it changes the game. This one is the BOM 31. Next is the BOM 35. I have to have this one. As you all saw in the demonstration, I use this one for my foundation, but you can definitely use this one for a cheek as well. So this one is super versatile. The BOM 41, I love this. Like I said, I always have this brush dirty. I always use it. I love it to just blend out. It just gives me what I need very quickly. Because if you guys watch my channel, then I typically go in with a sponge to blend out my concealer. But if I weren't going in with the sponge, then I would need a brush exactly like this one. This one right here is the one to blend out my concealer because it covers that area, but it does not tug, and it is very delicate, and that is super important to me. But it's not so delicate to the point where it doesn't do anything and it's just moving products around and it's not really allowing me to blend. This one is the perfect texture. So I love this one. So now I said 5. I put that stipulation on myself, but now I'm sweating because I'm like, okay, I only have 2 more. Which 2 am I gonna pick? I'm gonna do it. Okay, I've picked my final 2. So the BOM 50 brush had to make the cut. Love this brush. I already told you guys I love it for detailed work. Again, like the last brush, it's very soft, but it's not too soft, so it does put in work. So I love this one. The last one is the BOM 44 because I love a good blending brush, and I love a good large blending brush that's still tapered. And these are actually like unicorns because you rarely see brands make brushes like this. Like you'll have a blending brush that's tapered, but it'll be smaller. You very rarely have one that is this large and this fluffy but still has a nice taperedness to it. So I love this one, but like I said, you cannot go wrong with any of these brushes. Royal and Langnickel are the bomb, so definitely check them out. They are 25% off right now, but that sale will be over, and I'll put the sale date information here. But also you can use my code, which always works, and it is KBJ, and that is K as in Kelsee, B as in Briana, and then spell out J, J-A-I, and you can save 10% additional off of your purchase of these brushes or anything else on their website, and I will have all of that information down in the description box. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you do plan on checking out these brushes, let me know which ones you want to get. I look forward to reading what you guys have to say, and I will check you all in my very next video. Super soon. Smooches. Bye.